basics of financial planning, you're going to say that we have to go through your cash flow and budgeting, what's happening with your investments, how you're prepared for your long-term future and goals, where you stand with risk management in terms of insurance and estate planning, right? Those are the components of financial planning. But what we're really doing is creating an intentional space to sit down with a person or with a couple and say, talk to us about what you're looking to create in your life. And your money is just one of your resources that you have, right? You have your money, you have your time, your skill sets, and it gives clients an opportunity to have a space to sit and dream about the future, start to project ahead about what they would like to do in the short, mid, and long term. And even some of the scarier stuff. We have lots of conversations about aging parents and what's going to happen and responsibilities that people have to take on as life goes through those phases. What are these things that are top of mind for you? What's keeping you up at night? Where are you at with the health of the loved ones in your family, potentially aging parents? What was the last time you had a conversation amongst yourself or your siblings about what those next steps would potentially look like? When you want to create memories and say, this is the phase and the period of my life that I would like to use my resources and my money to create a wonderful memory, let's map that out. Let's look at that and say, when can we plan these trips or these opportunities? But that's the kind of conversations that we get to have that can really make a big impact, that strengthens our relationship and gives you the opportunity and the floor to say, I'm going to say something I haven't said out loud before. And this is really scary for me. And this has kept me up at night. And so it's such an incredible thing that I get to be there in that space, in that room with you and be able to help facilitate a discussion so you can be as prepared as possible. So you send a message and you say, hey, I have something exciting to share. We just found out we're expecting our third child. And to me, this is one of the most exciting moments to be able to, one, share in the joy of people that I've had an opportunity to work with and hear about this child that they've been looking forward to for some time. And two, to start thinking about planning. So I can say, here are the next 3 steps we need to take. We got plenty of time. It takes 9 months to make a baby. I'm going to walk you through what we want to think about in terms of your job, paid time off, going to, daycare, staying home with baby, saving for education, adding them to your health insurance. Another scenario that we often find ourselves in is when clients change jobs. A new job comes with a lot of changes. It's hopefully an exciting change. But typically we're going to be looking at things like the change to your income and your cash flow, what that looks like. You need to be addressing your taxes and thinking about how much money you should be withholding and putting aside so that you don't have an unexpected surprise at the end of tax season. Your employer benefits are often included as part of that job change. So then we're looking at things like your life insurance, health insurance, vision, dental, all of these other components of your financial life that people often think are second fiddle, but it's really important to make those right selections in real time so you can be prepared. You're going to hopefully have an old employer retirement plan that you were maybe saving some money to, and you would have questions about what to do with that. Do you keep it there? Do you move it somewhere else? Do you roll it into your new employer plan? Then, if your new employer does have a 401k, for example, you have a list of investment options. Where the heck are you putting your money? What percentage of your money are you putting in? And all of these things come into play for us to be able to pause, have a conversation and say, let's walk through these one by one so you understand how you can fill out this paperwork with HR, how you can prepare your cash flow as well as possible, and how you can really set yourself up for success in this new venture. When you're searching for properties and figuring out where to buy a house, we love to know in advance. It's a lot easier to be involved than when a client says, I did a thing. We got pretty involved in that process, giving you an idea of what would be a reasonable range to spend on a house that you are looking to buy. In plenty of situations, you might be having a property you're looking to sell, figuring out the timing of that transaction versus when you'd be buying the next property. And then really modeling out, how does this impact you in the long term? So if we're being short-sighted and saying, I really want this house or I really want this neighborhood, but we're not looking at the long-term vision of what that increased mortgage looks like for the length of your financial plan and your goals, then we're doing a disservice to you. So when you come to us and you say, I want to make this housing change, we are very much there for the questions that you have today, tomorrow, and the next day. But rest assured, we're revisiting that full financial plan because we need to know how this particular property purchase is going to impact your ability to save for the future, to reach your other goals, and to make sure that you're on track for your overall financial plan. The financial relationship is an ongoing piece because of all of the dynamic changes. But life doesn't happen when the meetings are set. Life happens in between. So it's really important that we're there and we're available for you in real time so that we know so much about who it is you are and what you're trying to achieve, that when these life events start to pop up, we can best guide you through them and we can take you through a very structured and calm process to ease your fears during a really big transitional phase.